Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Maan Dhan Yojana completed 5 years. MIGA and ISA to establish trust fund to support solar projects. 4 agreements signed between India and UAE in energy sector. Securities and Exchange Board of India, Foreign Venture Capital Investors Amendment Regulations 2024. Climate and Clean Air Coalition launched Air Quality Management Exchange Platform. 2 anti-submarine warfare shallow watercrafts of Indian Navy launched. As we celebrate 5 years of the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Maan Dhan Yojana, a central sector scheme launched by the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare in 2019, let's take a closer look at its impact on small and marginal farmers across the country. Designed to provide old age protection and social security to landholding small and marginal farmers or SMFs, the scheme has enrolled an impressive 23.38 lakh farmers as of 6th August 2024. Under PMKMY, enrolled farmers are assured a pension of Rs 3,000 per month once they reach the age of 60, offering much needed financial stability. Any small or marginal farmer between 18 to 40 years of age with up to 2 hectares of cultivable land is eligible. Managed by the Life Insurance Corporation, the scheme is voluntary and contributory. Farmers contribute a modest sum between Rs 55 and 200 per month, depending on their age of entry, and the central government matches this contribution. In case of unforeseen events, the scheme offers a family pension, ensuring 50% of the subscriber's pension is transferred to the spouse. It also has provisions for disabilities, allowing the spouse to continue with the scheme if the subscriber becomes disabled before reaching 60 years. Furthermore, let's also take a look at the beneficiaries not eligible for the scheme. SMF covered under any other statutory social security schemes like NPS. All institutional landholders, former and present holders of constitutional posts, former and present legislature or minister at central or state government, all persons who paid income tax in last assessment year, former and present mayors of municipal corporations, chairpersons of district panchayat, farmers who have opted for Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Maan Dhan Yojana and Pradhan Mantri Vyapari Maan Dhan. Although, despite the benefits, the journey has not been without its challenges. Many small and marginal farmers face barriers such as low awareness about such schemes, inadequate insurance coverage, and delayed settlement of claims. The struggle to adopt mechanization adds another layer of difficulty, further limiting the full potential of this initiative. As we reflect on 5 years of PMKMY, it's clear the scheme has made strides in providing a safety net for farmers. But more efforts are needed to overcome challenges and extend its benefits to a larger base of India's farming community. In a major boost for global solar energy adoption, the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, or MIGA, and the International Solar Alliance, or ISA, have announced a groundbreaking partnership to establish the MIGA-ISA Solar Facility, a multi-donor trust fund aimed at accelerating solar projects worldwide. MIGA, part of the World Bank Group, is known for promoting cross-border investment in developing countries by providing political risk insurance and credit enhancement to investors. The proposed solar facility will combine ISA's technical expertise and MIGA's capacity to mobilize financing, creating an innovative mechanism to accelerate global adoption of solar energy, including cutting-edge solar energy technologies. The focus of this new initiative is initially on sub-Saharan Africa, with plans for global expansion. ISA has already committed seed funding of $2 million, with a target to raise it $10 million for the facility. This marks the first program under the guarantee component of ISA's Global Solar Facility, or GSF, which aims to raise $200 million for African solar projects. GSF aims to catalyze solar investments through payment guarantees, insurance and investment funds across the world, starting with Africa's underserved segments. The facility will not only provide cost-effective risk mitigation for solar projects, but also attract private investment through concessional financing and reinsurance capacity. lowering project costs, and helping to close the energy gap in underserved regions. The International Solar Alliance, conceptualized by India and France at the 2015 Paris Climate Conference or COP21, has become a leading force in promoting solar energy solutions. It is an action-oriented, member-driven collaborative platform for increased deployment of solar energy technologies and driving energy transition in its member countries. Under its Towards 1000 strategy, ISA aims to mobilize $1,000 billion in investments by 2030, provide energy access to 1,000 million people, and install 1,000 gigawatt of solar energy capacity. With 100 member countries, including India, ISA is driving the global transition to clean energy, one solar panel at a time. Lastly, all member states of UN are eligible to join as per amendment of ISA Framework Agreement in 2020. In a major boost to the India-UAE partnership, 4 significant agreements have been signed in the energy sector during the official visit of the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi to India. One of the key agreements is a long-term liquefied natural gas supply contract between Abu Dhabi, National Oil Company or ADNOC, and Indian Oil Corporation Limited, aimed at diversifying India's LNG sources. Another significant development, a production concession agreement, was signed between ADNOC and Urja Bharat for the Abu Dhabi onshore Block 1, bringing much-needed crude oil to India. Additionally, a memorandum of understanding between ADNOC and India Strategic Petroleum Reserve Limited focuses on crude oil in India, ensuring a reliable backup of oil reserves. While another MOU on nuclear cooperation will pave the way for enhanced collaboration in the operation and maintenance of nuclear power plants. To grasp on the news better, let's take a trip down to memory lane of relations between India and UAE. India and the UAE share a long-standing and dynamic relationship, which took a strategic turn in 2015 with the establishment of a comprehensive and strategic partnership. The UAE is India's second-largest export destination, and India, in turn, is UAE's second-largest trading partner. The Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement signed in 2022 further strengthened trade ties. In fiscal year 2023, the UAE emerged as India's 4th largest foreign investor, solidifying its role as a key economic partner. With nearly 3.5 million Indians residing in the UAE, the diaspora forms a vital link between the two nations. On the multilateral front, both countries collaborate through platforms like BRICS, I2U2, and the UFI or UAE-France-India Trilateral Initiative with France. Both countries participate in military exercises such as Desert Flag and Desert Cyclone. These new agreements signal a deeper commitment between India and the UAE, not only in energy cooperation but across various sectors, further cementing the strategic partnership for years to come. In a move to streamline foreign investments in India's vibrant startup ecosystem, the Securities and Exchange Board of India has introduced the Foreign Venture Capital Investors Amendment Regulations 2024. The updated regulations aim to enhance oversight and align the framework for foreign venture capital investors or FVCIs with foreign portfolio investors, simplifying the process and fostering innovation. Now let's learn some specifics about foreign venture capital investors or FVCI. It is an investor incorporated outside India registered under FVCI regulations. They make investments in venture capital funds or venture capital undertakings in India. Also, venture capital fund or VCF is used for high-risk, high-return investment in return for equity stakes in businesses. Notably, VCFs are governed by SEBI VCF Regulations 1996. FVCI fill gap between capital needs of technology or knowledge-based startups and available funding from traditional sources like banks. Coming back to the news, take a look at the key highlights of new regulations. FVCIs are now required to obtain a registration certificate from a designated depository participant or DPP, an entity authorized by SEBI to issue these certificates. This amendment broadens the eligibility criteria for FECIs, allowing not just foreign entities but also resident Indians, NRIs, and overseas citizens of India to contribute to the investment pool, albeit without controlling it. An FECI or its global custodian must enter into an agreement with both DDP and custodian before making any investments in India. By strengthening oversight and opening up to a wider pool of investors, SEBI aims to make India's startup ecosystem more attractive for global investments, while maintaining a solid regulatory framework. On the occasion of the International Day of Clean Air for Blue Skies, the Climate and Clean Air Coalition has launched a groundbreaking initiative, the Air Quality Management Exchange Platform, or AQMx. This platform is set to revolutionize how we address air pollution, a global issue that leads to over 8 million premature deaths annually, disproportionately affecting the most vulnerable communities. The AQMx, spearheaded by the UN Environment Programme, or UNEP, aligns with this year's theme, Invest in Clean Air Now. The Air Quality Management Exchange Platform is a one-stop solution providing the latest air quality management tools and guidelines to help countries meet the World Health Organization's air quality guidelines. This platform is part of CCAC's Clean Air Flagship and contributes to the UNEA 6 resolution, which emphasizes regional cooperation to improve global air quality. Notably, the WHO air quality guidelines are a set of evidence-based recommendations of limit values for specific air pollutants. They recommend levels and interim targets for common air pollutants like particulate matter, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and carbon monoxide. But why do we need this new platform? One of the major advantages of AQMx is its ability to address critical capacity gaps. Many regions lack adequate air quality monitoring and health impact assessment systems, which AQMx is designed to support. It also serves as a knowledge-sharing hub where regional communities can exchange best practices in air quality management. Wrapping up, founded in 2012 and hosted by UNEP, the Climate and Clean Air Coalition is a voluntary partnership of over 160 governments and organizations, all working together to reduce short-lived climate pollutants like methane, black carbon, hydrofluorocarbons, and tropospheric ozone, pollutants that drive both climate change and air pollution. India has been a member since 2019, contributing to global efforts for cleaner air. In a significant boost to India's naval capabilities, 2 anti-submarine warfare shallow watercrafts, or ASW-SWC, have been launched by the Indian Navy. These vessels are designed to perform a range of crucial operations, including anti-submarine warfare in coastal waters, low-intensity maritime operations, and mine laying. With India's expanding maritime interests, these advanced watercrafts enhance the Navy's preparedness for evolving threats. The newly launched vessels INS Malpe and INS Mulki are the 4th and 5th ASW-SWC of the Mahi class, built under a contract with Cochin Shipyard Limited for 8 such vessels to replace the aging Abhay-class ASW corvettes. Earlier, vessels like INS Mahi, INS Malban, and INS Mangrold were part of the same class designed to enhance India's naval footprint. Built indigenously, these ships represent a significant step forward in the Indian Navy's self-reliance drive, showcasing the Atmanirbhar Bharat spirit in shipbuilding. Now, what is the concept of anti-submarine warfare? As a military strategy, it uses surface warships, aircrafts, and submarines to locate and neutralize enemy submarines that threaten national security. India's ASW capacities are further bolstered by INS Kamorta and INS Kadmat ships, which feature advanced stealth technologies like reduced radiated underwater noise. We also have integrated ASW defense suits for underwater detection and protection from threats in partnership with Mahindra Defence Systems Limited. We use Boeing P-8I for maritime patrol and as a reconnaissance aircraft. The integration of cutting-edge technology such as the smart missile-based torpedo delivery system developed by DRDO and the deployment of MH-60R Seahawk helicopters provides a formidable defensive edge in underwater warfare. The significance of anti-submarine warfare for India lies in its geopolitical importance. With a vast coastline and strategic location in the Indian Ocean, where nuclear-armed submarines operate, India's maritime security is paramount. Emerging threats, such as the increasing presence of extra-regional powers and advancement in submarine technology, further heighten the need for robust ASW capabilities. Additionally, ASW plays a key role in promoting Atmanirbharta in shipbuilding, enhancing India's participation in multilateral naval exercises, and strengthening strategic partnerships with other nations. In today's Personality in News, eminent Indian freedom fighter and first Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Govind Ballabh Pant, was remembered on his birth anniversary. Born in Almora, Uttarakhand, he started Kumaon Parishad in 1916 and was soon elected to All India Congress Committee. He also got elected to United Provinces Legislative Council on a Swaraj Party ticket in 1923. In terms of his key contributions, he took part in Salt March, Quit India movement, and got arrested in 1930 for planning civil disobedience movement. He was responsible for establishment of Hindi as an official language of the central government and a few states. Linguistic reorganization of states took place during his tenure as India's Home Minister from 1955 to 61. He protested against Zamindari system and passing of the Hindu Code Bill in Uttar Pradesh, which made monogamy compulsory for Hindu men. He received Bharat Ratna in 1957 and displayed values of courage, integrity, compassion, and more. Concluding today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. Union Home and Cooperation Minister is unanimously re-elected as the chairperson of Parliamentary Committee on Official Languages. The committee reviews progress made in use of Hindi for the official purposes of the Union and submits recommendations to the President. The 54th meeting of the GST Council was recently convened. Key recommendations made in the meeting included formation of group of ministers on life and health insurance and to study future of compensation cess. Reduction in GST rates on cancer drugs from 12 to 5%. National Statistical Commission has regained prominence with the dissolution of Standing Committee on Statistics by Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. It was set up through a resolution in 2005. 20th edition of exercise Yuddh Abhyas 2024 commenced in Rajasthan. Since 2004, this joint military exercise is held annually between India and USA. It enhances military capability of both sides to undertake counter-terrorism operations and defense cooperation through developing interoperability. Chief of Defense Staff released the Joint Doctrine for Amphibious Operations. It provides guidance to commanders for conduct of amphibious operations in present complex military environment, empowering them to conduct operations in Indian Ocean region. Elongated tortoise was spotted during a research survey in Aravallis, Haryana. It is medium-sized, having yellowish-brown or olive shell and distinct black blotches at the center. These are heavily exploited and hunted for food and traditional medicines. Typhoon Yagi triggers landslides, floods in Vietnam. It was Asia's most powerful storm this year. Typhoon is a rotating, organized system of clouds and thunderstorms that originates over tropical or subtropical waters and has closed low-level circulation. The Ministry of Health advisory directed all states and union territories to review their public health preparedness for Mpox. WHO recently declared a public health emergency for Clade 1 Mpox. Mpox is a zoonotic disease caused by monkeypox virus. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Knowledge. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found our today's episode engaging. For the solutions to the quiz and for the PDF version, visit the links in the description below.